The sole objective of General Motors CEO Mary Barra is to surpass Elon Musk in the production of electric vehicles. She asserts that her 113-year-old company can alter its trajectory, compete with leading electric vehicle manufacturer Tesla, and eventually surpass it as it did for internal combustion vehicles. Are her statements factual, or is everything a mirage? Keep reading to learn more. Before we start the video, please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. Hardly any time. In a lengthy interview with Yahoo Finance, Barra claimed that GM is making every effort to achieve its goal and that, by the middle of the decade, it will be outpacing Tesla in the sale of electric vehicles in this nation. What is her strategy? You might be curious. It's easy. Barra wants to make cheaper electric vehicles. Keep in mind that we only sometimes sell at the luxury level. She asserted that electric cars would cost about $30,000, unlike Tesla, whose base model has an MSRP of $46,990. Barra claims that GM has put in tremendous effort to understand the client's needs. Due to this, they recently announced a partnership with Honda to create a series of affordable electric vehicles that will go on the market in 2027 and significantly reduce EV. The starting pricing for the Chevy Bolt EV is now stated as $31,500 with projected MSRPs of $58,795 and $79,995, respectively. In contrast, the anticipated MSRP for the Silverado EV is $39,900. The Cadillac Lyriq and the Hummer are two more vehicles in the bar's inventory that are more plainly in the luxury category. Barra and Musk had a public argument about the market share of their respective companies, which is perhaps why Musk previously referred to her as living in cloud cuckoo land on Twitter. Despite this, Musk doesn't appear concerned by her ambitious aspirations. Barra nevertheless affirms her confidence in her ability to close the gap and overtake Musk as the wealthiest person in the world. Will Barra's dreams ever come true, or is all you're going to discover just a fake fantasy? Before getting into the meat of the topic, you need to comprehend these three aspects to appreciate GM and Tesla's competitiveness properly. Although many believe that GM will surpass Tesla by the end of the decade if it can jumpstart EV sales, Tesla now dominates the EV business. The top automaker is General Motors. Despite being a company committed to, Tesla does poorly on environmental, social, and governance metrics. GM's capacity to grow without raising prices, a trait Tesla does not yet possess, will boost consumer trust. We can all agree that Tesla is the market leader in electric vehicles. However, it is still unclear if Tesla will be able to maintain this position as we advance or if the 100-year-old auto behemoth GM will finally overtake it. Let's quickly review the contributing factors. Let's start by thinking about the ESG viewpoint. Due to the rising popularity of environmental, social, and governance investing, GM is a more attractive investment. You might be surprised to learn that Tesla isn't at the top of the list, given your assumption that its environmental impact would be more significant. However, the company was removed from the S&P 500 ESG index in May 2022 for various reasons. First, Tesla doesn't have any intentions to make its company carbon neutral while creating electric cars and earning money from the sale of green energy. After repeatedly breaking the Clean Air Act, it settled with EPA in February 2022. Elon Musk has encountered difficulties with the National Labor Relations Board due to his anti-union stance and unfair labor practices on the social and governmental fronts. On the other hand, GM wants its suppliers to join it in becoming carbon neutral by 2040. Although there has been very little investment to date, it is actively trying to expand its selection of electric vehicles. On the subject of governance, GM also has very superior metrics. Women at the GM Corporation, overseen by CEO Mary Barra, hold half of the board positions. Only 2 board members, or 29%, of Tesla, are female. On the other hand, based on how the firms are currently operating, GM would prevail when comparing these ESG values. The Inflation Reduction Act is a different factor to take into account. The Inflation Reduction Act modifies the $7,500 non-refundable tax credit for people who bought the right EV. The automobile must be manufactured in North America, and the battery must be built with at least 40% North American-sourced raw materials. GM, Tesla, and the bulk of EV manufacturers all source a significant portion of these materials from outside North America. Given that the required percentages will rise in the coming years rather than preserving the current quo of EV as luxury products, the majority of EV will only be qualified for the $3,750 credit. The intention is to persuade manufacturers to design affordable cars for average Americans. The price at which EV are now available alters who model makers are allowed to market to with this credit. When comparing the pricing of the two companies' electric vehicles, we find that GM recently increased prices while Tesla recently decreased them. The Chevy Bolt now costs $26,595. The only model that would currently qualify for this tax is Tesla's base Model 3 with rear-wheel drive, which costs $46,990. Regardless of the tax credit, the targeted income thresholds for the credit make this pricing disparity noteworthy. The $20,000 price differential between GM's and Tesla's products may influence more Americans to pick GM. However, GM's only advantage against Tesla appears to be the ESG outlook and the Inflation Reduction Act. To boost the share of EV sales to exceed 50% by 2030, President Biden set a national goal in 2021. Because EV sales currently make up far less than 10% of all auto sales, market analysts still need to be more optimistic than many auto executives who thought this was a realistic goal. However, compared to GM, Tesla presently leads the market for electric vehicles with 66% of the total market. Pitiful, with 6% of the market, Ford and Volkswagen are both behind them in fourth position. Without question, Tesla is currently the more successful company. There is a net gain at $2.3 billion in Q2 2022, an increase of 98% from the previous year. The net profit for GM was just $1.70, a decrease from the prior year of 40.3%. As a result, GM sold 578,639 vehicles in Q2 2022, as opposed to Tesla's depressed 254,695 deliveries, thanks to its more established processes and higher volume. Tesla's closest known metric to a sales counterpart is the number of deliveries. So why is Tesla so much wealthier? The sale of regulatory credits contributed $1.47 billion of Tesla's $5.64 billion net income in 2021. However, they contributed less to the revenues in 2021 than they did in 2000. Nevertheless, 26% of net income came from these credits. That is a lot. The only way other automakers, like GM, may stop needing to purchase these credits from Tesla is if they increase the production of electric vehicles, which will increase GM's profits while lowering Tesla's. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.